Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Farm thinking right out here in my lab. I'm in the book. Boy, we about to get funky now. It's about to get good. We had physics, okay? Ancient Egyptians had physics. Just want to give you a heads up. That's what we're going with this, and then we're gonna go into who is God. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. We got a good thing going. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. You're a right thinker. Your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. Yeah, that's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, they simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know they spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock, here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to Mayat be true. We just leaving chapter 3, and I have a few people question what book I'm reading from. So Egyptian yoga, glorious light, and I got the Egyptian tree of life over there. It's all about Egyptian concepts and information. I just juggle them around. Right now, I'm gonna give you a whole lesson chapter on who is God. But first, I want to bring you up on basic Egyptian physics. They had concepts. Watch this. And this is ancient information. I don't do new stuff. Nope. This is all old. So watch this. There ain't nothing new about this. The word we use, netter. We didn't have God. God wasn't an ancient word. That's modern now. We call God netter. Netter is the, okay, they got big God, little case God, whatever they call. Okay. So the big God, the big G, that's the God. All the rest of them is little God. What's the difference? Emanations of God. What the hell? Excuse me. It's still, we all know it's one God. All right. So netters. I'm going to take you from, it's 5 basic physics philosophies. Netters, number 5, spelled with the S, that means more than one. Netters, creation of elements. Remember, what are elements? Air, fire, water, and earth. Earth, wind, and fire. Those are elements. Excuse me, calm down. They're different objects which name and form arise because of the interaction of different elements, which are themselves composed of the same thing, aka consciousness. We get air, fire, and water because of God's consciousness, and He creates creation. Creation of the qualities of matter. What's matter? Concepts of hot. You got hot. What's the opposite of hot? Dry or cold. Wet, dry. Cold, okay. Those are all concepts of opposites. Hot, cold, dry, wet, etc. See, we're going to, again, back to the opposite. Because the first thing he did was create what? Order and duality. After he put the sun up, he told Maya, put this stuff in order. Okay, so that's how we got the concept of what? Consciousness. He was conscious of everything that's going on. He was already aware of. The physical and the astral universe, which is composed of, again, matter, in which varies in what? Degrees and vibrations. Remember, God works on energy, frequency, and vibration. Energy is Him. Adam, We're getting there in a minute. Oh, I just gave away the secret. But the vibration, okay, in existence from gross, the more high vibration, the lesser you can see it. The less vibration, the solid, the lower frequency, they call it, okay? So the more subtle waves, high frequency, can't see them. But the lower density, we see as physical matter. Give me the best I could. I ain't a physics teacher, so I ain't got all that breakdown for you. But this is what I'm giving you from here. Next one, 4, is atom. ATOM. What's an atom? Now, I'm going to give you the ancient breakdown of an atom, and I just listened to the new neurologist concept of the atom, scientists. It's energy. Energy, frequency, and vibration. That's what an atom is, but controlled with what? Consciousness. Booyah! So I know, sorry, I get excited. You can't tell me they didn't know what they were talking about because y'all saying the same thing. The same thing. Y'all even call it an atom. Sorry, I get excited. This is what I get happy about. I get excited about teaching a concept. I know it's easily understood if you're paying attention. Watch this. Atom. What's the atom? The atom works under the direction of Ptah. The self-created one, he created himself first out of a thought. And then Adam creates all things. Energy. Okay? They split it. They set them in 2 separate ways. Simultaneously, they still feel the same thing. Nothing lesson, but that was, I've learned about science. Modern science. I love that. Why? It's just proving what we already knew for me personally. All right? But atoms create all things. What you mean? Matters, qualities of matter. Atom is what? The willpower to create from who? God. From his what? Consciousness. Who is both what? Male and female. We ain't playing that game. We ain't done this over the time again. But does the will of what we call Ptah, the mind. Now, Tahuti is God's mind. Right. Ptah, his mind, Adam is his mind. While Adam is the one that does the work. Tahuti is God's mind. So they had all this understanding, and even different guys, they had it broke down so you can understand what I'm understanding. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to do the best I could so that you can understand it. This modern stuff, this is the real stuff. All right, here we go. 3, we call what y'all call the abyss. In the beginning, there was nothing. The noon. What the hell is the noon? Again, if you follow me, you would know all this stuff because I teach this all the time. Noon is what they call formed matter, just devoid of will. The atom ain't working there yet. He ain't there. The will to become what? Anything particular. That's potential. The noon is total potential. As we are what? We have the potential to what? Whatever we can conceive, we can achieve. So your mental ability can take you as far as your mentality can take you. Simple as that. No limits. Again, my man Infodisi, think unlimited, think unlimited. I love that philosophy. Why? That's what you should be doing. And he's a teacher. He know better than anybody. So I listen to what he said. What he said, think unlimited. But think unlimited, right? Right? Thinking unlimited. You got something going now. But the noon is what they call form devoid of will to become anything in particular, whatever. That's the noon. That's why I was just there. When he came out of the noon, he started making stuff happen in his way. Now, number 2, here we go. Down to number 2. Ptah Haru. Haru is the spirit that's in you. That's me and you. Ptah is the physical form of what? Amun, the hidden one, the spirit, along with matter and consciousness brought into physical form. That's us. So they tell you Ptah and Haru are one and the same. Asar and Haru, one and the same. Jesus and God, one and the same. See where we're going with this? You and I, one and the same. See? No, Dr. Clark, no exceptions. They didn't pick and choose. They just let it out. That's it. Now, the mind and consciousness creates what? All 100% matter through thought. And I was fighting for my title for right thinking. I had to use right thoughts. So I'm very versed on thoughts. We came in, Ptah created himself from a thought. He uttered the words of power, Heka, and came into creation. He ate Adam. He created Adam, and Adam does his bidding. See where we going with this? Hope you understand. I do, but okay, I understand a whole lot of stuff that other people don't. But sorry. But the point I'm trying to make here is your spirit and your consciousness, they got to come together, and they one and the same. And through thought, first condense matter, which is noon, which we know is the what? The unformed matter with the potential to be anything. But the netter, or haru, the spirit, is what? Energy. Number one, netter. The netter, which we now know is God, but we call him a netter. We have a full understanding of netter. What's this? I just gave a breakdown of netters. Let's talk about the one, the supreme being netter. He's nameless. I say he just out of nonsense. Nameless, the hidden one, formless. So there's no images of God, no that nonsense. They knew that. Self-existing being. Right there. Not DNA spliced, not made, no. Self-created through what? Consciousness and the ability to do, be whatever. That's the power that God has. And he's the one self-existing being. Everything else was created by him, through him. Intangible and beyond time and space. Why? He's pure consciousness, pure intelligence. He's the underlying and supporting purpose for all matter. He created everything from himself. And I'm about to take you, that's a good segue to take you in. Who is God? Yeah, we went from physics of it to break it down. Now I'm going to take you to the chapter titled, Who is God? Neteru, God and creation. Again, that's the symbol for Shitat Netter's Egyptian concept of God. We gave him form, anthropomorphic and zoomorphic, to use gifts that we can express through God's gift that he gave to the animals. If you understand that, let's go now. First, let's break down all the attributes of God. So God and God, no, they got it. General, or yeah. But the attributes is what make him God. And the Egyptians had it all pegged. Watch this. Netter, N-T-R, take the vowels out. Netter, N-T-R. God is the father of beings. The male concept, watch this. God is the eternal one and infinite and endures forever. When we saying that means there is no time. Time don't exist right there. With him, ain't no time and what? Ain't nothing here but him. Get the concept? So once he bring the elements that he need, so he can bring humans in here, that's what they mean by all conscious. He knew before he brought it here what he needed. Air was here before we got here. Nature was here before we got here. While he know we needed all those things. Again, all conscious. And it killed me because everybody talking about God, and then y'all make him human. You give him all the credit and then bring him down to make human like you. That's ignorant. Don't bring him down. You go up. He never come down again. When he left here, when he walked with us, he said, "No, I'm out of here." These crazy ass people. Only ones I want is the ones who got pure souls, good-hearted people. I tell you, the penalty for sin was death. Literally. Yeah, if you're sinning, you can't go to heaven. You're a sinner, you can't go. You got to purify yourself, be reborn again. Hello, conceptually. But that means change. If you're doing something wrong, do it right. If you're going that way, and then get where you want to go, turn around, go that way. Simple. Let's go. I tell you, God, he don't play games. 50-50. Your choice. Simple as that. And claiming ignorance, don't get your free pass. God is hidden. Where? In his creation. And no man knows God's forms. So how can we give God an image we don't know? We have to create one that we can all relate to. An image that says God. That's it. Christians, y'all got the cross represents Christ. You know what? But it's all symbolic. Okay, we about to get this sign for God. This is the sign we agreed on for God. The original sign. I'm gonna get to that in 1 second. All right, watch this. God has, and no man has been able to seek out God's likeness. God is not physical. God can't be seen with the physical eyes. God can't be seen in the physical form because he's not. We are. The beings are. He's the supreme one. He's the spirit that's in us. Oh, I seen God. I trust with God. All mental. God is hidden to gods and also men. Okay? He hidden. Aset had to do what she did to get his real true identity. Nonetheless, but God is hidden to his God and man. God's name remains hidden. It is a mastery to his children, men, women, and gods. God's names are immutable. Everybody got a different name for God, and that's fine. He don't have a problem with that because for every individual that's in physical form, they had their own way to get to God. So if it's 9 billion people, there's 9 billion ways to God. Everybody got their own way. That's the concept. Well, I'm Muslim, so I'm God's chosen people. I'm Christian, God chose them. No, he didn't. That's all man-made nonsense. Moving on. But this is the attributes of God. If you understood him and really understood it, you have a better perspective about God and yourself. God's names are immutable and manifold, and no one knows their number. Again, you go anywhere, somebody tell you a different name that they call God. Do that mean they got the wrong God? No. It ain't but one God, and he know he will be known by many names. He knows that. Again, conscious even of his creation. My pastor tell you, God knows your heart. He don't have a clue about the origin of that, but I get the concept. So, okay, he gets the path. Why? It makes sense. I can understand it. And if it works for him, go for it. That's what I'm saying. Moving on. And his names are immutable in their number. Now, though God can be seen, what? God can be seen in form, and observation of God can be made, what? At God's appearance. What could that be? God cannot be understood. Well, you just said I could be. God cannot be seen with mortal eyes. God is invisible and inscrutable to gods as well as men. That's from the proportion from the Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, in the Papyrus by Nisi Khonsu. Now, let's get with the concept. You see this here? It says creation. What do you see in that creation? There's 2 things. That's creation itself. That's that. And this is creation. I'm going to break that down for you. Okay, hopefully you get a better understanding of who God is. Not so much where he is, but get the understanding of who. And we deal with the where in at the next lesson. Right now, I got to see the clock is running. I'm going to do this with creation. The creator is seen as a dot. Microscopic. A dot. But that dot have what? All the potential to do and be anything. The origin of all things, seen and unseen. The origin of countless bars. That means individual souls, people. He have countless. He don't add nothing and he don't take away nothing. That's bad. Watch this. He have countless bars, meaning individual souls, meaning us, but he has pure potentiality. He's non-dual, meaning one, and there are no pairs of opposites, male or female, had yet to exist. So it was just him, the dot. Conceptually, that's what we try to explain down to you. Don't give me a whole bunch of, no, give me something that I can work with. That's all I'm saying. All right. Now, from the center outward, meaning that dot, the creator, Amen, projects, what's this, himself onto himself. What the hell? If you can understand it, watch this. He projects himself onto himself. Watch this. At the time of creation. Remember, he is it. Now he's starting to create. Okay? And at the time of creation, what happened? He creates what he called the outer circle. We know it as the cosmos, universe. That's what's created out of that dot. Okay? That's power. Now, time and space come into being. Literally, how? happening now, happening. This is the aura of God. What you see, what's this? Now, the receiving female part, the dot, may now be referred to as what? The Lord, which is the Father, and that's the male aspect, God, etc. And now creation, which is encompassing self. And creation may now be called what? The goddess or the mother female, hence Mother Earth, Gaia. But we know that the philosophy and mythology, the earth is male, God, Geb, and Asar for vegetation. But when you do it from the spiritual aspect, the female is the earth. That's because she's the receiver, but she's also what? The nourisher. Man can't nourish us. Okay, so we'll understand that. That's why he's the giver, and the female, and this is why it looks like the dot in the circle. Now, like a tit to me. You say, I ain't got time to play games. Like a tit, like a woman tit. And that's what it means. God is right here in the woman's tit. Nourishment. Everything you need when you come out the womb, what you go? Right to that tit. They stopping y'all from doing that. Farrakhan, when he was doing his thing, when I was listening to him as an orator, he had a good concept, and I couldn't argue with it. It made a whole lot of sense. I was the best fed baby. I love my mother. I love my mother. And my little brother wasn't. My sister was. And I'm just using, again, outside experience. I ain't say my brother don't love my mother. I don't have no clue. But it's a difference. Trust me, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a difference. That bottle, that plastic, compared to that physical, it gives me compassion. That's where my humility comes from. I know that now. I didn't know that then. But, man, listen, and it makes a lot of sense. They were so far ahead of us, it's unbelievable. And this is just a symbol. You can get a whole lot of that from what? A symbol. If I had to write all that out, but I just show you that. Yeah, the nurturing from a mom's tit. And they stopped doing that. Why? They want to keep you from your natural source. Disconnect you from the source. They give you infamy. They give that. No, you don't need that nonsense. You got everything you need right here, women. Oh, I get so. Okay. Excuses. Excuse me. Moving on. Excuses like armpits, we all got them, so I understand. So, but they do that. But the dot and the circle, that's what it represented. Man and nature becoming one. God and nation. So he gives you everything you need. Right there. Not in man, but in woman. But the woman need what? The man to produce. So that's why nature works in harmony. Let's go. When creation is created, I'm going to do the next paragraph, and I shut it down. I see the clock already, but this is starting to get good. I'm going to start fresh for the next lesson. All right, here we go. But when creation is created from what? The one, an apparent division occurs. What you mean? Now there exist two principles, male and female. Spirit and energy, or matter, whatever you want to call it. They come together. And now you got what? Two existing principles. These encompass the notion of duality. My girl, you got male and female, mover and moved, viver and vivified, positive and negative, giver and receiver, reciprocity, all together in one body called the all. That's what in India, they would do all that. No, the all. How about that? They said, stop on it. He did. No. I just gave you a whole bunch of stuff what God is. That's the Egyptian concept. The Indians said, no. The all. Moving on. So we know what the all encompasses, or you should. Every time you tell me God did, yeah, they just make it real simple. All right? Not what I'm doing, because I see the clock is running. But they call God the all. Everything. God is what? Everything that people say symbolically, we break it down. They say the same thing, just the way they present it a little different. That's all. All right, you can decide. One part gives. Okay? That's us, male. Life force, energy. Okay? And the other part, what? Receives. That's the female aspect, the female concept. If I'm giving, somebody got to receive. Okay, masturbation, you just wasting your seed. But for us to procreate, there's got to be a giver and a receiver. A male the giver, female receiver. Moving on, we ain't going to have that discussion. Now, the life force, and then returns it, back to the source in a perpetual cycle we call life. That's how we procreate. Nothing is gained and nothing is lost. God has put us in a position to just go over and over and over without him losing again is nothing. That's genius. Okay, that's all consciousness. And where we at down here? Okay, I'm gonna one more. I got one more. I got this one here because the cosmos, the universe, and everything in it, including all living beings, plants, animals, humans, and every plane of existence. There we go. We get to next lesson. This is about God. Different planes of existence. They are really just one supreme being that's being viewed as separate entities by who? By our conditioned minds to see and think in duality. They are still what? One whole. A coin, heads and tails. It's the same coin, but you flip it, one time it be head, flip it again, it can be tails. They go together to make a whole. And this symbol we see, I just showed you, the circle, dot the circle, is called Ra. Right here, I'm wrapping up with that, but this is called Ra. Okay, because the God symbol was that, and they called it Ra. But the symbology behind it, they told you, they philosophically knew everything behind it, but they made it real simple with the sign. Bang! We ain't got to go through a whole bunch of talking. Hope you enjoyed the first part. I'll be right back. I got a bunch of breakdown of who God is. Well, I'm still telling you who he is. We ain't figured out yet where he is. I got that information for you too. I'll be right back. But in closing, right now, right thinkers, may y'all let it be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. I'll be right back.